Watch this story from beginning till the end, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get new updates on interesting and educational stories like this. People think love is about romance, flowers, and sweet words. But real love shows itself when life becomes hard. This is the story of Lydia Morgan, a woman whose simple act of love changed her destiny forever. Lydia grew up in Columbus, Ohio, in a quiet neighborhood where everyone knew everyone. Her mother worked as a school administrator and her father ran a small repair shop. Life wasn't luxurious, but it was stable. Lydia learned early that discipline and patience could take you far. By the time she turned 27, Lydia had built a decent life for herself. She worked as a customer service supervisor, paid her bills on time, and even saved a little every month. Her future looked predictable, safe, and comfortable. Then she met Daniel Wright. Daniel was not the man her family imagined for her. He was intelligent, kind, and full of ideas. But life hadn't been kind to him. He had lost his parents early, moved from city to city, and survived on temporary jobs. When Lydia met him, he worked night shifts at a warehouse and spent his free time writing business plans no one seemed interested in. They met when Lydia missed her bus after a late shift. Daniel offered to share his umbrella and walk her halfway home. That short walk turned into a 2-hour conversation. By the time they parted ways, something had already started. Their love grew quietly. No luxury dates, no flashy gifts. Just conversations, laughter, and dreams shared under streetlights. Daniel spoke about owning a logistics company one day. Lydia listened, encouraged him, and believed, even when she didn't fully understand how it would happen. When Daniel proposed, it wasn't with a diamond ring or a fancy dinner. He proposed with honesty. "I don't have much," he said, "but I promise you loyalty and effort." Lydia said yes. Not everyone was happy. Her friends questioned her decision. Her relatives warned her. Her mother cried quietly one night and asked, "Are you ready to suffer?" Lydia smiled and said, "I'm ready to build." Marriage came with reality, fast and hard. Daniel lost his warehouse job 3 months after their wedding. Applications were sent. Interviews attended. Rejections followed. Lydia's salary became their lifeline. Some nights they sat in silence, listening to the hum of the refrigerator that was almost empty. Daniel tried not to complain, but Lydia could see the weight on his shoulders. The man who once spoke confidently about the future now avoided eye contact when bills arrived. One evening, Lydia came home exhausted to find Daniel sitting on the floor with papers scattered around him. He looked up with red eyes and whispered, "I don't think I'm enough for you." That night, Lydia held him and said words she didn't even know she had the strength to say. "We didn't promise an easy life. We promised each other." Time passed, and pressure increased. Lydia was offered a promotion that would double her income, but it required relocating to another state for at least a year. Everyone encouraged her to take it. Even Daniel told her she should go. But Lydia saw the fear behind his smile. After a sleepless night, she declined the offer. When people found out, they called her foolish. They said love had blinded her. They said she chose a man over her future. What they didn't know was that Lydia was choosing her definition of success. Months later, Daniel finally found an opportunity, a small logistics contract idea that could work, but it required startup capital. Banks refused him. Friends avoided him. Even family members stopped answering calls. Lydia knew what he was going to say before he said it. "I won't ask you," Daniel said quickly. "You've already done too much." That night, Lydia checked her savings. Everything she had saved for emergencies, comfort, and security stared back at her on the screen. By morning, she made her decision. She transferred all the money. No backup plan, no safety net. "This is my act of love," she said calmly. "Not because I'm sure it will work, but because I believe in you." Daniel broke down in tears. The business didn't succeed immediately. Weeks passed with no profit. Bills returned. Doubt crept in. People laughed again. "See, love doesn't pay rent." Lydia heard it all, but she stayed quiet. Then, one afternoon, Daniel came home shaking. He had secured a contract. Small, but real. That contract led to another, then referrals, then growth. 2 years later, Daniel's company employed over 30 people and operated across multiple states. The same voices that mocked Lydia now praised her patience and luck. But Lydia knew it wasn't luck. On their anniversary, Daniel took her to the same street where they first met. He handed her a folder, not jewelry, not flowers. Inside were documents, a house, a business share agreement in her name, and a handwritten letter. "You didn't just believe in me," the letter read. "You became the reason I didn't quit. This success belongs to us." Lydia cried, not because of what she received, but because love had proven itself. Today, Lydia and Daniel run their businesses together. Their home is filled with laughter, peace, and purpose. When young couples ask Lydia the secret to her marriage, she says softly, "Love is not what you say when life is easy. Love is what you choose when there is nothing to gain." And every time she says it, Daniel smiles, because he knows that one act of love saved not just his dream, but their entire future.